Hello, dear friends. It's Molly with Soul School Tarot and Astrology. Thanks so much for being here with me today. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to my channel if it's your first time here. If it is not, I know I've been gone. I love you guys so much. Please understand that it's all for a great cause. We are building a brand new future. When I say we, I mean me and Soul School. So if you want updates on what I've been up to, what I'm getting up to in the course of the next month or so, definitely hit subscribe and click the notification bell, and just stay tuned. Lots of exciting things going on. One exciting thing that's going on is this reading. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Let's shift into this reading. And I want to let you guys know there is no extended this time around. Those will be coming up again in the future. And I am trying to keep it about 15 minutes or less. So I'll do my very best with you guys. But I got to tell you, it's a lot of energy coming through. Look at all this lightning. First card out says power. And as I was meditating on it, I knew that we were going to end up seeing a tower card from the tarot deck that I'm working with today. I knew this card was going to come out. I was not wrong. It was the final card out for you guys. We have a lot of major arcana. So what I see happening for you guys is a beautiful, gorgeous, brand new beginning with this Fool here. You see this grasshopper, and grasshoppers actually represent leaps of faith. All right, so you're leaping off of your log, you got somewhere you're going to be. And what's actually really cool, we have another insect in the second card, this little ladybug with the Wheel of Fortune. You're ready for a whole brand new beginning, a great big brand new beginning. This could very well be a reading for me because, like I said, I'm selling everything and starting over in another country, and I'm not at all upset about it. I'm so excited. I feel like that grasshopper right there. I feel like this ladybug, and I'm going to tell you the truth, you guys. I'm feeling a little like that horse. Like I'm in a rush to go. Like, let's get somewhere. This is a tremendous burst of energy that you guys are experiencing right now if this is your reading. I don't know if I said it at the beginning of the reading because I did do 2 intros, you guys. This is for anybody with Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. If you got Virgo dominance, maybe you have a 6th house stellium. However you resonate with this reading today, this is what I feel going on with you. The desire to absolutely burst forth on this new journey, okay? These fruits are ripe to harvest. What I mean by that is that you've been doing a lot of work, a lot of inner work, because this is, it's purple, but it's not light purple. Reminds me of crown chakra. This purple is definitely third eye energy. And one of the emotions or beliefs that is associated with the third eye is actually our sense of self-worth. Purple also represents the color of royalty. So to me, what I see here is, hold on a second. I got to look up a literary reference. But real quick, what I see here is somebody who has put in a lot of work, and they want this new beginning based on this new sense of self, this new sense of who they are. This ladybug is ready to fly. I'm going to pause real quick and Google a literary reference that's coming up for me and see if I can't get a meaning from that for you guys. All right, so just as I suspected, you guys, the Edgar Allan Poe wrote a story called The Gold Bug, all right? And this is exactly what I was thinking of when I saw this picture. And so let me kind of help you, let me piece together how this is tying into your reading, all right? In the story, the only thing it has to do with a bug is that somebody gets bitten by this gold bug, and then they have to go off. There's this whole adventure that takes place where they have to solve a cryptograph. Okay. And a cryptograph is one of those things where they'll give you a message, but they replace the letters with other letters so that it just, it's a puzzle. You have to figure out what is the substitution pattern what's the code, and you have to crack the code. What they showed me is almost like it's a combination lock, right? By the way, when they crack the code, they find like buried treasure, and it's a very Wheel of Fortune type story, right? There's all this detective work in it, but at the end, there's this wonderful, wonderful treasure. And I really feel like that's what you guys have been going through, because they showed me almost as if this bug is like turning this wheel and something clicks into place and its wings open up. All right. So I feel like, how do I say this? You guys have found just the right code. Does that make sense? You have found just the right formula. You have to have just the right, I don't know how else to say it. It definitely has been very, very tricky for you to get where you are right now. And in fact, to unlock this energy where you are feeling on top of the world, you're feeling really good about who you are, you're feeling really good about where you're going, and what is in your future, or the future that you're going to create. I feel like that is something that took you a long time to get to this point where you're ready to take this leap. I feel like for some of you guys, you're almost still kind of trying to crack the code, trying to figure out, well, where exactly is it that I am feeling so moved towards? Because now I'm getting a message for some of you guys, you don't understand what it is exactly that has compelled you forward, except for the fact that you're feeling like royalty. Like you're feeling better than ever before. And you're like, you know what? I have this new sense of who I am. And I don't really want to stick around in the same situation anymore. I'm ready to move. I'm a little worried though about this Tower card here. Because of course the Tower card always, to me, it does represent divine intervention. All right. It's like, if your house is struck by lightning, the insurance company calls that an act of God, so to speak, right? So let's call lightning an act of God. Something that could potentially come and interrupt your movement forward. All right. Something that could be very new, very, very shocking. There's two things that I'm feeling right now. For some of you guys, this is a warning that a moment like this is in your path, and this is the key to preventing it. For some of you guys, I got to tell you what, you're this lightning. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to wait around for God to just strike lightning down. I am going to conjure the lightning. Do you see that? I am going to conjure the lightning. I am transformed. There's a little butterfly there. Also, the moth, I do get a little bit because it's an association that is often made over by San, over at San Tarot. She talks about the moth as a symbol of like psychic awareness. And I never really had a previous association for the moth, so I decided to adopt that one as well. But I got to tell you something. This figure here, yes, this figure is transformed. This figure is aware of their power in a way that they have not been in a very, very, very long time. This figure is conjuring the lightning. All right? There's two paths, two stories. Right now, I'm going to go with this one. Then we have you, whoever's watching this, you're the one who conjured up this tower moment. Because you're like, wait a second, new me, old place. It's time to get on the road. All right? For some of you guys, this is, like I said, a warning that the part of you that's conjuring this tower moment might be a little bit of your shadow side. All right. So in this moment where you're feeling very, very powerful, just be careful. Like, where is that power coming from? Do you feel like it's meeting your ego needs, or do you feel like you're experiencing the power of your own creative potential? All right. So there's a little bit of saying, hey, there's a little bit of shadow in here. This person is very much just that shadowy figure makes me feel like it's an element of your shadow self. I'm going to say this much. Your shadow self is not always the enemy. Your shadow self has the ability to conjure lightning, to conjure tremendous change, to completely level an empire and build a brand new one in its place. Only if you work with it in partnership. For some of you guys, this is asking you to express gratitude for your shadow self. Because if you look back on your path and how you got here, for some of you, this cryptography that you're doing here is almost like shadow work. Like trying to figure out, they're showing me somebody at a locker. And this just makes sense because, I've spent a lot of time in schools. So that's a symbol for me. Somebody who is entering their, if you had those combinations that you had to spin around and then you have to go back and you have to go back. And this is somebody who doesn't remember their combination. They're trying to get in. They're trying to access something that is behind a closed door. That to me is representing what you've been going through with your shadow work. You finally unlocked the key to this new sense of self, to this beautiful new future. But speaking of keys, we've got to be careful because the Hierophant card here is reversed. All right. And that to me can represent, especially in this reading, a reading where we have the Fool, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Tower on the table. This could represent to me two things. One is an unfulfilled contract. Okay? Karmic contract, soul contract. Maybe with another person. I don't necessarily feel that it has to be that, except for the fact that we do have a Six of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. And an Ace of Cups and an Ace of Swords. Ten of Wands, King of Pentacles. There might be somebody, a relationship that you see as being over, but the contract actually has not completely played out. And Spirit's trying to say, hey, before you get the heck out of Dodge, this is something that needs to be dealt with. For some of you guys, the other message that's coming through is that the Hierophant reversed is sometimes a lesson just not yet completely learned. All right? So now that you're in this power, for some of you guys, the lesson is who got you there? Your shadow self, your integration of your shadow elements. In other words, if you've got fears, you don't suppress those fears because guess what? Those fears are full of information. Information that you need in order to learn the lesson, in order to unlock the door. But if you never listened to your shadow, if you never gave it a voice, would you be where you're at right now? Because that's what I feel like this gratitude is all about. I want to see what's on the back. Every storm brings a fresh new beginning. For some of you guys, that's absolutely it. They're kind of showing me like this shadowy figure coming out of like a cave, like dark night of the soul energy. One morning you wake up and you're like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to be in this energy anymore. Let's conjure a storm. And it is this storm, this destruction of everything that existed before, everything that's no longer in vibration with you. It's not a match to you anymore because now you know who you truly are, right? So you're conjuring this storm in order to set off this new beginning. Now I'm feeling it's almost like maybe like a call and an answer. Like you conjure lightning and then the universe is like, oh yeah, well, let me counter that. Let me go ahead. Where do I want to go from here? What is the lesson? Let's ask Dr. Brian Weiss. Actually, I've had this deck for a long time and it wasn't until I was going through my tarot deck and oracle deck collection, kind of figuring out where are we going to pare down. By the way, I think I still have one deck still available for sale on eBay. There's another post if you guys want to check that out on my channel. But as I was going through my decks, I looked a little more closely at this one and I realized that the author of this deck, which it looks like it was probably published like forever ago, is the same guy who has that famous past life regression meditation on YouTube. It was a big deal on TikTok for a second. All right. So, you got somewhere you're trying to be, Virgo. And the universe is like, let's make sure we close this out before you go. Let me see what kind of lesson Spirit wants to share with you at this time. We got a couple of them. This is you. This is you. I am constantly evolving into a more spiritual person. Third eye opening up. Also understanding the power of your own energy. That makes sense? You realize as long as you're in the cave, all that's ever going to be in your life is cave stuff, right? And you're like, you know what? I'm tired of cave stuff. I'm going to get out there and make some lightning. If you are evolving into a more loving, more compassionate, less violent person, then you're moving in the right direction. Now listen, here's the warning. Some of you guys came out of this cave and said, you know what? That situation that put me into that cave, F that situation that put me in that cave, because I know who I am now. I'm a badass. Spirit's like, can you be a humble badass, please? Can you be a humble badass, please, Virgo? That's what it is asking of you. So there is a little bit of humility that is being asked for here. But at the same time, Spirit is letting you know this direction came out of your ability to master your own energy. It took a lot of work, a lot of trial and error. But I feel like you guys have found this perfect sweet spot for manifesting what it is that you desire. Let me see what else is coming up. People are constantly changing and growing. Don't cling to a limited, disconnected, negative image of a person in the past. See that person now. Yeah, remember I said there's kind of two stories coming out of this. For some of you guys, don't be surprised if a King of Pentacles, because that's who was on the bottom of the deck, if a King of Pentacles type figure that you currently perceive as being in your past actually reappears. And you're thinking to yourself, no, we're done. That is on the old timeline. I am heading, you can see, towards a new timeline. These are all the Fool, Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Wands. Are you kidding me? That is serious energetic movement forward. Spirit's coming out and being like, there is something from your past, probably somebody from your past that you have some sort of soul contract with. And you might feel like it's already been closed out, but there's something else. All right? Maybe it's a conversation that needs to be had. But this is, I got you, Spirit. That is the case. All right? You're being asked, what Spirit is saying to me is like, look, you might see this person, this situation as being in your past, but there's a part of your soul contract that could only be fulfilled from the place that you are now. And another person that you need to learn to see as they are right now is you. Don't let anybody knock you off of this. Now that you know who you are, now that you have this powerful sense of self-worth, understand you're a different person than you were in the past. And Spirit's saying, keep your mind open to the fact that somebody else might also be a different person than they were in the past. I do want to say, don't fret. I'm going to get, ooh, do we need to? Yeah. Oh, I'm listening. Okay. I will get one Sacred Destiny Oracle card, and then that's it. Because I don't want you to feel like this lightning strike is going to push you off of your path, or that it is going to put an end to this new beginning at all. Let me see what this says. Experience the joy of acknowledging others. For some of you guys, the person who triggered your shadow and got you, basically the person who pushed you into your dark night of the soul. That's a karmic contract, right? There might be part of that needs to be wrapped up. Okay? And the best thing that you might do is to just acknowledge, hey, look, maybe I hate your guts, but I got to thank you for driving me into this cave, because the cave is where I found my power. Also, you guys, I don't really hate anybody guts. Look at what's on the bottom. And it's literally the word power, you guys. Stop it. And then we have forgiveness. Interesting. For some of you guys, all you have to do to wrap up this old karmic cycle, this old karmic contract, is to realize that that person didn't do you wrong. As much as it feels like they did you wrong, they did you a favor by showing you the flaws in your own self-perception. They did you a favor by showing you the shadows that needed healed in order for you to take this new beginning for yourself. What do we got? It fell on the floor. Courage. Look at this. And fulfillment. You're going to fulfill that soul contract. You're going to fulfill it. Okay? Have courage. For some of you guys, it is just about saying to yourself, look, I'm these rocks and I've been beat by these waves, but that's how I got into the shape I'm in. For some of you guys, you do have to have the courage to face a situation that you would really kind of rather be done with. Okay? But in facing it from this new place, from this new sense of self, that is the way in which you will be able to fulfill this soul contract and move forward to the next wonderful, beautiful thing. You Virgos are an act of God. Take care. Thanks for being here today.